break here at the Talking Hats. We're going to go ahead and get into the Commanders, their draft needs. Terry McLaurin is big news this week. So let's go to kick this thing off. Here, you should get it started.
Well, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about teams calling and trying to want to trade for Terry. I'm going to tell you this right now. I agree with Ron. They're not entertaining any of that, because if they do something like that, it's going to be uproar in the streets. Uproar. Like, it's not even going to be funny. I think I may actually stop being a Commanders fan if that happens, because that's the only bright spot that I can put my hat on is Terry McLaurin. And he's had 3 years of 1,000 yards, if I remember correctly, 3 years straight of 1,000 yards.
That sounds
and
right.
If you had a quarterback, it would be more. If you just had a quarterback, it would be more. So,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if they do something stupid, I don't know if that'd probably be my last straw. I mean, I will probably have to watch another team, or I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going to entertain it. But
we've got room for you on the Broncos bandwagon over here, and everybody knows that they're going to be good this season. So feel free to, and even that lasts throughout the season. If the Manders go out there and stink it up, feel free to jump on the Broncos bandwagon. Let Russ cook. Danger Russ. We got room for you.
I probably might. I mean, I probably might even jump over, because I've always had a soft spot for Denver because of Elway back in the early days, and I've always wanted him to win a Super Bowl. If anybody else, just him. But hey, I mean, but in all honesty, they're not going to do that. I mean, Ron said they're not even entertaining it because Terry's a Ron guy. So they need players like him. They'll get the deal done over the summer. I mean, because Terry's not that kind of like individual. I know you have your reservations on that, but I heard a little tidbit that Landon Collins may come back for the cheap if no one else signs him. So that might put a wrinkle in the contract.
That's a hard pass. That's a hard pass for me. He's injury prone. He's positionless. I don't even a discount. I don't think he's a need for the defense unless he's going to put on a little bit of weight and make a full-time switch to linebacker, period. No hybrid positions. I forget what the position was called. I mentioned on the previous show. He's not a player that they don't have a need there, in my opinion. I'm not interested in that. I think they need to re-sign McLaurin. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll entertain trades at this point, but if they get off to a struggling start in the season, then I think he's a piece that they'll definitely look to move if a contender is looking for a receiver, if there are injuries or something. He's going to command a huge deal. Like I said before, he's a top flight receiver. He's elite. So elite talents, they're getting big deals. That's just how it is right now. He's not just an average receiver. He's a game-changing receiver. Will they make a move to keep him? I can't see him doing it. I just can't see it. And so
Don't
for that
say
reason,
that, man, please. That's the only thing I have on this team besides like defensively.
I can't see him doing it, and I'm not sure that I disagree with that, because it's too much money to put. Like we said, I think this was last show or the show before. It's too much money to give to a guy who might touch the ball max 10 times a game. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that for any receiver.
And that's the problem when business gets into the play of the game or the signage. It's like, do you want to sign one player for that much, or 10 players for that much, or 5 players for that? So it's almost like it's a difficult decision. Yes, I might not like it because it is there, because I am a homer team, and if that happens, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. But with the draft, there's been rumblings and grumblings about them. Olave and the other wide receiver is escaping my mind from Ohio State. What's his name?
I feel like it's Williams, but I might be lying.
Yeah, I think it's. I just read it a few.
I just read it too.
There's
so much going on, it slipped my mind.
Yeah, but they are saying that the top 2 wide receivers for Ohio State may go sooner. Like the Saints I saw one mock draft that the Saints may pick up Olave, and Garrett. I think his name is Garrett.
That sounds right. Garrett Wilson.
There we go, Garrett Wilson. He may even go even sooner, like maybe like because the wide receiver depth this year is so insane. I mean, they're at least top 5. You know, all those receivers are coming out, and they're talking about them picking up the LSU safety or even the Penn State safety. I'm sorry, the Penn State safety, who is actually pretty decent at number 11. That's the hard part is people are asking, should they trade up or trade back? And I'm like, well, at 11, you have no leverage to move up. And I don't see them moving back.
If they're going to go defense with their first pick, first of all, I don't care where the pick is. I disagree with that because their offense sucks. Their defense was fine even after Chase and Montez got hurt. So if they go defense with their first pick, they're going to be a terrible team next season. But if you're going to do it anyway and choose to be a terrible team, then they have to trade back from 11. That's too high to make any defensive pick. There's rumor that they're interested in pass rusher. There's I forget where the guy plays. There's a guy who is highly ranked and even rumored to be the first overall pick as a pass rusher.
You mean Hutchinson from Michigan, the defensive end?
Probably. That sounds right.
Yeah, because I thought the Jags are going to, or did the mock draft change?
Yeah, that's why I said he might be the first pick.
All right.
So with them picking at 11, if they want to be a playoff team next season, they got to get the offense straight up. And I'm not sure that Carson Wentz on his own is enough to get that done. He needs help. They need a receiver. They need a receiver, whether or not they're going to re-sign McLaurin. I'm assuming they won't. So they got to get that guy this year. And they got to get the guy, even if they do re-sign McLaurin, because he needs a compliment. I don't think Curtis Samuel is that compliment. Even healthy, I don't think he's that. So to me, they have to go receiver. I keep saying that. I hope this message gets to Ashburn. These guys need to hear that. You better draft a receiver if you want to be a good team next season. Screw running back, screw defense. Got to draft a receiver.
Because that USC receiver, they're saying he was like 6'4". His yak is amazing, right? Yards after a catch, but he has inconsistencies. And it's like you can work on the inconsistencies. I mean, that's what the coaching in the NFL is all about, is to fix your misgivings in college. So if you can get a big body guy, Terry, I mean, they can probably relieve some pressure off of Terry, and then they can get to him. And then in the later rounds, as you stated, draft the offensive lineman, draft the defensive guys, But with the first round pick, with that help with Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz can't win by himself. And you're absolutely right on that. I mean, it's going to be a very difficult thing for him to do, because if Terry's covered, I mean, you don't even have a tight end because Logan Thompson's coming back with the knee injury. You don't know how steady he's going to be. You have John Bates, who's showed glimpse of what he can do, and then Sammis Reyes, who I love personally. He's a blocking tight end. He's not really a catch passer either. He can become one, but I think he's so far behind the curve is because of his transition from basketball to football. It's going to take him some time. So you have to, you're absolutely right. You have to have an offensive power, an offensive player, to help out Carson Wentz. Not Terry. I think Terry will get his yards. He will get his yards. It's just that you need that number 2 receiver, the solid number 2 receiver, so Carson doesn't make those boneheaded mistakes that he's known for.
Yeah, I was trying to look up here. My internet's moving too slow. There's a receiver, a guy I know texted me about, I think he's at Texas A&M. He was comparing him to Michael Irvin. And he was saying the name didn't ring a bell. I hadn't really heard of the dude. So if he's a guy that you can get maybe in the second round and you don't want to go receiver first, I'm okay with that. Is just first 2 picks, go offense. Even if with the first one you want to shore up the offensive line a little bit, that's fine. As long as the second pick is 11.
So you're saying go O-line 11th pick, and then the second round pick.
I'm saying I don't care where it is as long as it's offense.
Got it.
If they draft, mark my words, if they draft defense with their first pick, they will not make the playoffs next season. They need too much help in their offense to do that.
I agree. Okay. That I can live with. I can live with that because that kind of forces them to kind of hone in on like, what do we need to do? Like, don't get a player just because to get a player. Get a player that can actually be impactful and help out the team when he comes to Ashburn, or and then help out the quarterback.
Yeah, again, just like, subscribe, support, spread the word. Support us, we'll support you. A great weekend. Wishing a great weekend, everybody. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. And just thank y'all for being here and bearing with us throughout the show. Thanks for everything. Talking Hats, and we are out for this week.
Peace.